Hello. Today I decided I would show you a stretching routine that I do every now and then. Honestly, I cannot tell you how long it is, so I can't give you like, oh, it's a 10-minute stretching routine. No, I just stretch for however long I feel that I need to. So this is like perfectly, what is the word I'm looking for? Customizable, that's the word I'm looking for. You can take things out, put things in, you can stretch for longer, less time, whatever you need to do for your body. Miss Ween likes to stretch with me, so I think she's gonna stretch with me today, we'll see. But yes, these are just stretches that I've compiled through different dance classes that I've taken, through dancing in college, you know, things that just feel good. And yeah, since we're in quarantine and we're a little bit, you know, trapped inside of all of our houses and apartments and such, this is a good way to wake up your body, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and start. When I do this kind of stuff, I usually do a couple things that'll wake up my body first, because otherwise, ooh, I have an alarm going on. Because if I just went into stretching right now, it would suck and it would hurt a little bit. So I just like to move around and wake up my body a little bit before I start. And we are gonna start standing, which is why the camera is a little high right now, and then I'll move it down once we hit the floor. But I'm just gonna move around. There's no rhyme or reason to this, I'm just kinda moving. Miss Ween, do you wanna move with me? Okay, I start with my neck, so I'm gonna do 3 rolls to the right, and then I'm gonna try and do 3 rolls to the left, and then we're gonna roll down, and bend our knees, and then roll back up. When I do this, I wanna make sure that my head is like heavy and flopping and all kinds of business. So I'm gonna roll back down again. And then from here we can go down to the ground. And I'm gonna do a quick cobra. I'll do this again later, but okay, now I'm gonna change the camera angle. With the cobra, you have to like relax the back half of your body, like completely, because otherwise, you know, actually I don't know the reason, they never told me. I'm gonna do quick kids and stretch out my hands. Okay, now we can get into my regular stretching. So I'm gonna start with a butterfly. Some people, when they do butterfly, they like to flap their wings. I was told when I did pre-point training that is not good for you. So I don't ever flap my wings. I just kind of push down on my knees as needed. Sometimes I'll pull a little closer if I need it. And, oh, I actually need to straighten out a little bit here. I'll straighten my back out. Are you doing it too, princess? And then I'll roll down. Okay, from here I'm gonna put one leg out, doesn't matter which one because we'll switch next time. I'm just gonna stand straight up for a second because I am currently very inflexible because I don't stretch that often anymore, so I already feel something here. And when you do this, you're gonna make sure that your knee is like facing upward because otherwise you'll hurt it. I'm gonna lean forward. When you do this, you also want to make sure that your like thigh stays firmly planted.
Firmly grasp it!
on the ground. And then I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna do this way first. And if you can't touch, hi Missy. If you can't touch your toes, it's better to bend your knee and come over and touch your toe than it is to sit here like this. That way you can get to a point where you can touch your toes. And like I said, at this point, I am super unflexible. So from here, I'm gonna go straight forward. Here, excuse me, Missy. And then I'm gonna turn my knee to the ground over here and pigeon out. So my foot stays farther away from my body, as far away from my body as I can. I don't have good knees, so this one kind of hurts my knees, which is weird. But I'm gonna sit up first, and then I'll come down to an elbow or laying down, whatever works best for you. And then we're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. So if you want to go back and replay what I did on the left side or the right side, whichever side you're on, and then meet me back here, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we've just done the second side of pigeon. We're going to do just straight legs in front here. For some people, this is enough. If this is your limit, then that's your limit. Don't push it any farther. I don't know what my limit is at this point, so we're just going to walk. It's my toes. Okay, so I'm actually going to do a bend and grab, and then I'm going to push out. I'm going to push my knees down as we go. I'm going to take 5 breaths in this area, but you can take more or less or whatever you want to do. Come back up and stretch out. This is my worst stretch. This is my least flexible area. I'm so bad at this. So we're just going to be straight out at first. Okay, and then we're just gonna walk our hands as far out as we can. Like I said, really bad at this because this is about it for me. Again, I'm gonna take 5 breaths, and with each breath I'm gonna try and go farther, but don't push it. Okay, cool. Come back up, go to the left. And this is the same situation. If you can't touch your toes, it's better to do this than it is to just sit here with your back like gross and rounded and trying to touch and shaking and all kinds of business. So, either this or this. And then I'm going to switch. This is where we see that my right side is much worse than my left. Because I don't even think I can... Nope. I'm actually gonna do a little bend here. And you see that I'm like rubbing the muscles that I'm stretching. It's giving them some warmth in there. And it's kind of soothing the stretch. For me it helps. I don't know if there's any scientific proof to that, but for me it does help. Okay. I'm gonna go down one more time. Alright. Now I'm gonna do like a butt kind of stretch, like this. when you do this, you want to make sure that your knee is like perpendicular or whatever. And then you'll just sit here. This is a really deep muscle, so you have to do a deep stretch with it. You can pull your other leg as close as you need to make this feel like you're stretching. Okay, I'm gonna turn this way for this one so that you can see. Same thing. Okay, cool. We're gonna go back into something that looks like a butterfly, but it's not. Basically, here's what's gonna happen. This leg is gonna go like this. This one can really hurt your knees if you don't do it right. So your leg here is going to try and be flat there, but it won't necessarily. It just depends on how flexible you are in the hip joints there. So flex this foot. You're gonna bring this foot around, flex it, keep it flexed. If you start pointing, you're gonna hurt yourself. It stays right here on this leg, and you're just gonna hold it. For me, I am not flexible in the hips, so I will not be doing the more advanced version of this where you just lean forward. Ow. But you can lay over yourself and give you more of a stretch if you are flexible in your hips, but I am not. So we're just gonna sit here. Keep your back straight when you do this one. If you are flexible enough to bend over, I would start flat backed, and then you can round your back from there. And again, this is a deep stretch, so you do have to kind of sit in it for a little bit. And now I'm gonna switch. And this is my worst side, because for some reason I was not blessed with that very flexible or right side like everyone else. It's just my left side that's flexible. So okay. Now we're gonna deepen the stretch right in here by getting up. I'm gonna cut my head off a little bit, so be forewarned that my head will be cut off. So we're gonna do like a one knee kind of thing. You're gonna pull forward, and you should feel it right here. And then you're gonna lift your arm up and over your head. Actually, it's the other arm. Up and over your head. And lean to the side, lift your hip up a little bit, and you should feel a deeper stretch come in right here. And we're gonna switch, and I'll show you from this side this time. Actually, I'll show you from this side. That might be better. Leg up, opposite arm, up, over, lift your hips a little bit. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do quads. I've been told that this isn't good for you. I've been told that this is great for you. So I'll let you be the judge of that. But from here, I'm just gonna like lean back here. And you can lean back like as far as you need. You can do your arms, elbows. You can go all the way back. I cannot go all the way back, and I also don't want to do elbows right now. I may go down to them, but again, this is a deep stretch, so you do have to sit here for a little bit. Okay. Child's pose. So I'm gonna just start with this typical one. When you do this stretch, make sure you're dropping your shoulder. A lot of people do this when they do the stretch. Drop your shoulder, and then you should be able to feel it. A lot of people think that you feel it here, You can, it depends on how flexible you are, but you should kind of feel it in the back here where we hold most of our tension. And then we'll switch and do the other side. I hold this one I hold this one longer because I have a really bad back currently. Like that whole upper back section is real rough. And then this next one has two options. I can clasp my hands in the back, but some people can't. If you can't clasp your hand in the back, you're just going to take your hand and put it at the center of your back. Take your hand up top and pull your elbow back. I'll show you in the back what's happening here. Touch, pull, or touch, clasp. And you'll just hold that. And now we're gonna do calves, which means I need to change the camera angle one more time and then we'll go on. So for calves, I have two different stretches that I like to do. So I'm gonna take this foot, excuse me, princess, and step it back just as far as you need. Some people's calves are tight, mine are definitely tight. And then as you stretch into that calf, you can pull forward if you need. Usually I can't because I'm inflexible in the calves. Then I'm going to come forward and do the other side. Now this is the part of the calf that a lot of people forget. So you're just going to take your foot and line your toe up right with the back of your heel and sit down on it. This is your lower calf. This is the part that a lot of people forget about, and it's really inflexible with most humans. So, and we're gonna switch. Okay, I'm gonna go down and up one more time just to balance it out. I like to do this just to know the difference that it's made since the first time I started stretching to the last stretch that I do. So I'm gonna roll down. Okay, and that was it. If there's anything else that you, if there's anything else that you feel needs stretched, you can do that now. Of course, you don't have to follow anything that I do. I just this is what my body needs when I stretch. So this is strictly like my own selfish routine, but you can change it to however you need it. And yeah, it's a good way to move and get flexy while you're quarantined. But yeah, that is it for this video today, and I will see you tomorrow.